Jeff, y'all shaved up and looking kind of spiffed up there, son.
I'm feeling much faster right now than I was this morning.
Well, I mean, the only thing left is just to cut off the ears, and then you'd be
Yeah,
just flying through the water.
put a fin on my head, a wing, something. I could,
There you go. And it sounds like you live in some aviary or something where the birds are just flying around in there.
It can kind of get a little
chirpy,
humid here, and so I've got the big barn door open on the balcony, and I've got a big giant fan at the other end of the loft.
Nice.
Pushing air, pulling air out, so it actually creates a nice little breeze through here in this,
That's cool.
in this big space. So
That's
it's actually
good.
really, so yeah, I got birds in the eaves that, that are doing their thing.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, that's very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the meditation thing. Look, I got something that I want to chat about today. First, before we do that, let's mention the free 10-minute coaching call that we're offering. And it's kind of a cool thing. It's free, it's private, and it's a coaching call. And what we want you to do is we want you to go over to goldballhunting.com. We want you to put in a first name and email address over there, click the button, and then you'll get access to our online calendar scheduler. So you can really pick the date and time that works best for you and your schedule. And let's get on the call and figure out what's that one thing right now in your game that's holding you back. And Jeff and I may probe a little bit on that one thing and find out, you know what, it's actually something else.
Right.
And if you were to do this, we'd actually set you on the path to getting the result you want. Could be singles, could be doubles, whatever. And plus you get another cool video that we recorded, private video, months ago on how to reduce your skill level range. So I'm not going to go into that. You'll get it once you start listening to that video. So yeah. Look, Jeffrey, I want to talk about students who buy something, players who buy something, some instruction. And maybe they don't even buy it. Maybe they go out and they get the free stuff on YouTube or somewhere. And but they don't really, I mean, if someone lays out the steps for them, here's step number 1. Do it. Pause the video and go do step number 1 right now. 99.9% of the players don't do that. They just go, okay, cool. Let's see what step 2 is. And then they get to a point where they think, yeah, but I'm kind of the exception. Right? We talked about exceptions way back when. One of our episodes was, why moderation doesn't work, because there's always an exception.
Right.
Hey, well, I'm going to start eating better. I've got nutrition, this whole nutrition thing. I want to lose weight. I want to get faster. So, tonight I'm going to, start this thing. And then Friday night comes and you go, oh, wait a minute. I'm going out with these people. There's an exception, right? So the whole thing doesn't work. But this is a little different. This is kind of different where players feel like, you know what, my uniqueness is an exception to the fundamentals, to step 1.
Right.
Well, I can't do step 1 because I'm an exception to step 1, or I can't do step 6, whatever. So maybe what I'm asking you is, what's the best way to convince someone, dude or dudette, get step 1 done first. Don't go blasting ahead.
Right. I think the blind spot is that each step is foundational for the next. And again, like we talked about in the last episode about feel, building feel beyond just knowing how to swing the racket. And if I'm mechanically X, Y, Z, then the ball does this. But feel is born out of repetition, and it's born out of, mechanically, technically, having the stroke actually work within the I don't want to say the confines, but within the efficiency of your body, that your body can work really efficiently. And are you producing the stroke in a manner that allows your body to do the work efficiently. And so, skipping a step means that you're skipping the foundational work that actually makes step 6 work really well. I mean, I can go out there and jump to step 6 and like, oh, I get this now. I got it. Okay, you just kind of do this and okay. But all the foundational stuff is not there. So you're really not going to have confidence and really know the feel of where you should be in terms of the feel of step 6, because you haven't done the foundational work and all the other stuff. I can think my own junior career, I'm a California raised hardcourt serving volleyer. And I wanted to be at the net. That was most fun for me. I just gravitated to it. I had to be there. That's where, I wanted to be. But I also initially, in my own mind's eye, well, if I'm at the net, I'm supposed to put the ball away. And so it was just a 50-50 roll of the dice. The ball's in, ball's out, right? And so not until, coaches got a hold of me and said, okay, Jeff, let's try this. And, okay, you're going to hit your serve, you're going to come in, and I need you to hit your volley straight up the middle of the court. I need you to put the ball in.
Right.
And so doing that process, I started to get the feel of the volley, because now I was no longer concerned with location and feathering and carving and trying to make it do something, So then I built this foundation of just, come in, journeyman volley, good feel on it. And then next step, okay, if I carve a little bit, I can make the ball bend a little bit. Okay, let's tinker with that. But it was the building of this foundation that first, how many first volleys can we actually hit in? And then, okay, how many first volleys now can we hit the 3 basic targets? Mid ad, mid deuce, and middle. Can I hit those 3? And then from there, it just builds on that. So I think, the question is, you can jump around any way you like, but what you're missing is the foundational elements that will give you the feel and the confidence to go ahead, deliver the serve, come in, make the first volley or make the first ground stroke, whatever it is, at 4-5, 30-40.
Yeah. Well, look, I totally agree with what you're saying, that it's sort of sequential. Everything is built on, step 2 is built on step 1 and so on. And I think too many players consider themselves, when they buy something or they go look at a video and it's laid out in a series of steps, foundational steps, that, well, you know what, I've played enough tennis where I don't really need the first few steps. I've already got that. And the reason that you're not executing that shot is not because you don't have step 6 or 7. It's because steps 1, 2, and 3 were never ever grounded as part of it. And so what I tell players is to go back and look. Even if you feel like steps 1, 2, and 3 are for beginners, and 4, 5, and 6 are for intermediates, and then everything else is for the advanced stuff. And you know my story with Mr. Stowe,
right?
I mean,
when do we get to
the advanced stuff? And he says, well, we'll get there once you figure out the first 3 steps, and then once
as soon as you figure out how to take my foot out of your hindquarters.
That's right. And by the way, once you figure out steps 1, 2, and 3. Then all of a sudden you're an advanced guy. So so I would encourage anyone who's buying courses, taking lessons, and even teaching pros, coaches, even if you've got someone, a coach is not going to take a pure beginner and go to step 6.
No.
Aren't they going to go step 1? So do the same thing with your players who are 3-5s or 4-0s or even 4-5s who played a lot. Make sure that the foundational stuff is in there. And if it's not, then how can you build? How can you go to these other steps? How can you consider yourself the exception to the rule if you don't have the foundation built first? So there you have it.
There you have it. That was good.
All right, cool.
Good stuff.
All right, man. Well, listen. Anything? So we've mentioned the free 10-minute call. I don't think we have to do that again, other than,
I don't think so.
If you're the kind of person who doesn't like, if you like to move up the steps, you'd like to kind of scrub through the thing to the end rather than getting the foundational stuff in the episodes first, I should tell you, yes, go to goldballhunting.com if you want to get a complimentary private 10-minute coaching call with us right here, and we can get you probably set on that path back to steps 1, 2, and 3 to get that foundation, so you don't ever consider yourself an exception to the rule. With that said, Jeffrey, what are the 4 steps that they should take right now?
Like us,
Yeah.
like us, share us, and please subscribe.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think down below.
Outstanding. Guys, get out there today. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at you. Get out there. Help someone else. Have a spectacular day. We're going to do step 1 again tomorrow, Jeff.
Can't wait.